guys, it's Shayna Hiller from Build Your Personal Yoga Business. If you haven't been tuning in, I've been sharing some information and tips for yoga teachers, new or not so new, to inspire you as to how to build your personal yoga business. I've been teaching yoga now for 10 years and made many mistakes that I learned from, and I'd like to share what worked for me and what didn't work for me so that perhaps it can prevent you from making some of the same mistakes and also allow you to have a thriving, amazing career, helping people get healthier at the same time, feeling abundant unto yourself. So today I'd like to talk about some of the top tips to build a very effective yoga following, a good, solid yoga following. Have you ever been to a yoga class and the teacher, it's like no matter what, the class is full and the teacher tends to know everyone in the class, except for you maybe if it's your first time taking the class, right? It's like, how did that happen? Yeah, time, sure, time, a lot of things grow over time. That's one valuable tool to patience and time. But there are some really interesting secret ways to build a sustainable following in your yoga classes, public and private, because it matters. Public yoga class is one of the most powerful tools I've ever known, which I did not do for about 7 years while teaching, is when you're done teaching a yoga class, invite your students to introduce themselves to you after you teach. Say, hey guys, so my name's Shayna. Thank you so much for taking my class. If I haven't met you yet, please come up and introduce yourself. You may not know this, but students tend to be intimidated by their yoga teachers. It sounds counterintuitive, but I've heard this from a number of students. So if you provide an invitation for them to come up and introduce themselves to you, oh my goodness, I get like a line of people now every time I teach because I simply create an invitation. So we can't expect that everyone who loves our class is going to come up to us afterwards and say, I'm Jenny and I loved it. But create an invitation and they will come, and that creates a bond that goes deep into the person. I mean, of course, your teaching goes deep into the person, but when you create that invitation, it's great. On that note, try your best to remember names. I don't know what little gimmick or game you have in order to remember names. Repeat the name 3 times, stand on your head and say their name over and over while, I don't know, there's all these ways to remember names, but when you're really present with somebody and they're telling you their name, look into their eyes, repeat their name a couple of times, and remember their name. Even if you have to go home, I do this sometimes, and I'll go put their name in my phone. Brown hair, purple yoga mat, Jennifer. I mean, literally, and I'll look at them a lot. It's a little awkward, but when you get into the swing of it, you'll start remembering your yoga students' names. And then when they come back to your class, you can point to them, oh, great job, Scott. Great job, Michael. Great job, Sarah. Right? And when you call somebody by their name, there's a sense of acknowledgement that goes deep into the person, and that's, for me at least, when I started doing my practice, that's why I went to my teacher all the time, because she knew me. It made me feel valued. It made me feel seen, and it distinguishes a much deeper connection between yoga teacher and student than just, I'm your teacher now, and there's this wall between you. So it's a little bit more of a, it's simple. It's very simple. It's personal. It's a personal connection, and that's what we're here for, right? Yoga, it's about connection. So I think that's a really great way to build a following. Another would be to have a mailing list sign up. So bring a sheet and say, hey guys, if you want to stay up to date with my yoga classes, maybe at other studios, my retreats, my workshops, we'll talk about that soon. Bring a little piece of paper. It can be a blank piece of paper, a clipboard, and have people write down their email addresses and then add them to your mailing list. If you don't have a mailing list, stay tuned because we're going to talk about that as well. Don't worry, it's all very simple and it's all going to flow perfectly. So there's a lot of ways to do it. Social media is fantastic as well, as always, but don't get too attached to social media because human connection, physical connection, is the most important. So be present when you're talking with people, be genuinely interested when you're teaching, and you'll see it's energetics. They'll start coming back to you because they feel seen, they feel connected, they feel like they're actually in community, and you deserve that, and they deserve that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more tips. My name is Shayna Hiller, and I will talk to you soon. Namaste.